We have a wild Mitchell Robinson update as the New York Knicks center has revealed a shocking health update in his progress to returning to the court while he gets closer and closer to being cleared for practice, as Tom Thibodeau has said. Meanwhile, as this is happening, Jericho Sims is garnering more and more trade interest on the open market as we expect to see him get moved at the trade deadline or before, and we're going to break this all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and guys, if you like the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. 31% of people are subscribed to the channel. If you're part of that 68 that's not subscribed, make sure to jump on ship if you want daily New York Knicks news, updates, fun live streams, TikToks, shorts, so much fun stuff on the channel. If you're a Knicks fan, I don't want you to miss out. But let's jump into this video and talk about the man who we have to talk about, and that is Mitchell Robinson. We've made a lot of content on Mitchell Robinson recently as the man is getting closer and closer to returning to the court from his injury, and this is obviously great news. The Knicks are better when Mitchell Robinson's on the court. He's just a phenomenal defender. The man is very, very good. He's the best offensive rebounder in the league, one of the best defenders in the league when it comes to rim protection. He just fills a hole that the New York Knicks desperately need to fill, while also it can move Karl-Anthony Towns to power forward at points, meaning guys like OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges will get more rest than they have been, something that has been a cause for concern by Knicks fans, especially myself, who's mentioned this a bunch. So Mitchell Robinson coming back just solves a ton of problems, and it does sound like Mitchell Robinson is getting closer and closer. Now, in a recent report, Tom Thibodeau revealed kind of an update on Mitchell Robinson. And though this specifically is nothing crazy, he said it's steady progress, working out every day. He's moving great. I am so sorry, Tibs, that I used that photo of you. That's just not a flattering picture at all. But Tibs also said it's hard for him to say with a return date, saying that he has to trust the medical people to give him clearance and that there haven't been any setbacks on Mitchell Robinson's injury and that it's just a day-to-day process. And Tibs is the guy who said, we're looking at end of January for him to start practicing again. He's supposed to return early to mid-February, which was initially December, and then it became January, and now it's February. So obviously that's a massive cause for concern. Anyone could tell that. But here's the thing. Mitchell Robinson took to Instagram after the host of the creator of Let's Talk Knicks, Charlotte Steinberg, who I'm friends with. Shout out Charlotte and shout out Let's Talk Knicks. I get a bunch of good information from them. Her and Kristen Winfield have a podcast, and they were discussing Mitchell Robinson's comeback, and she asked Kristen, who does have a lot of insiders with the Knicks, he mentioned that basically on the question of is there any chance Mitch doesn't return this season, and he said he sees no way that Mitchell Robinson does not return this season, and that Mitchell Robinson, there's been no indication that he's not going to be able to return very soon. So shout out to Winfield for that information. The guy's got great stuff as well. Make sure to follow him on Twitter and read all of his articles. Just an excellent outlet for Knicks news. And Mitchell Robinson commented on this, basically saying, yeah, give credit where credit's due. Those abs are hitting because Mitchell Robinson's in the gym. He's working. He's getting back into game shape, and he's very, very excited himself about getting back into game shape, revealing a shocking update on Mitchell Robinson. Now, we know a lot about Mitch. We know that he's a guy who is very adamant about wanting to be one of the best defenders in basketball. He loves his dirty work role. He's not afraid of it at all. But he was getting heavier as time went on. And there was a there was a tweet recently on someone basically saying, I miss that skinny version of Mitchell Robinson that was getting 7 blocked shots and flying to the air, blocking more threes than anyone else combined in the NBA. And it's not that that guy is gone. He's adjusted, and teams have adjusted to realize how dangerous Mitchell Robinson is, so they're game planning around him more. However, Mitchell Robinson said that he himself misses the skinny version of himself and gave us a little update on where he's at.
No, I'm saying. But anyway, besides the point. Hey, so remember like a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, I told y'all I was 309 around there, whatever it was? Guess what I'm at now? 267.5, baby. Got the muscle. Got the abs. I'm good.
Mitchell Robinson's the best, man. That guy's the best. He has so much fun on Snapchat. I don't understand why people hate that he's so active on social media. I think it's hilarious. And I mean, hey, whatever it takes. If you're hitting 306 and then you're going all the way down to 267, that's a really good sign. You can't just casually lose 40 pounds. That's not possible. It's because he's a professional athlete, and it means he can do cardio. Cardio's hard to do if you have a lower leg injury. Mitch is clearly on the road back. He's clearly getting in shape. He's losing some of the weight so there's less pressure on those joints. This is all good stuff that we love to see. This seems like Mitchell Robinson is locked in. This man wants to play basketball. That's the one thing that we know about Mitchell Robinson. He loves basketball. He wants to play. He wants to get out there. He wants to be a key part of a New York Knicks contending team. Mitchell Robinson lives for this stuff, and we're seeing it. The man, I mean, he lost 40 pounds in preparation to come back to the court. And yeah, it's been a while, but I don't think any of us really care how long Mitch is back, as long as he comes back healthy and comes back as the version of Mitchell Robinson that is just so difficult to deal with. I mean, Mitch is just an absurd talent. I mean, the last time he was fully healthy, he put up 6 points per game, 10 rebounds, and of those 10.3 rebounds, 5.3 of them were offensive rebounds, 1.5 steals and 1.5 blocks per game in those 21 games before going down with an injury. Now, since then, he's never played a game healthy. This was 2023. We're going to see healthy Mitchell Robinson for the first time in over a year. And once we see that healthy version of this guy, he is going to be so dangerous for opposing teams. I'm so excited to watch Mitchell Robinson return. And I think we are going to see Mitchell Robinson back on the court fairly soon. I've been saying early to mid-February for longer than it's reported, just because I always believe that injuries are going to take a little bit longer than revealed, especially with a bigger guy. I do think we'll see Mitchell Robinson the second week of February. From everything I've read, and guys, I am reading about Mitchell Robinson every day. I'm looking at all his social media and stuff. I'm telling you, Mitchell Robinson is going to play in the second week of February. That is my official prediction on this. Feel free to make fun of me if I'm wrong, but I promise you, that is when we are going to see Mitchell Robinson back on the New York Knicks. However, someone will be leaving the New York Knicks around that time, most likely, and that is none other than Big Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims is heating up on the trade market more and more, and the Knicks are going to try to sell high on a guy who they're not going to bring back in free agency when he hits unrestricted free agency this summer. So the Knicks are going to move Jericho Sims for whatever they can get. Hoops Hype has reiterated this, saying how hard New York shops Jericho Sims will depend on whether or not fellow big man Mitchell Robinson can return before the February 6th trade deadline, which he won't. The same report from Stephen Bondy also said that Robinson is yet to start sprinting in rehab process. According to Bondy, the Knicks have asked for a second-round pick in exchange for Jericho Sims. The 26-year-old is averaging 1.8 points and 3.7 rebounds per game this season and will be an unrestricted free agent this summer. Yes, all of this is true. That is where Jericho Sims is currently at the moment, and that's fine. Look, Jericho Sims is having a down year compared to the rest of his numbers. If you look, he's putting up less points per game, less rebounds per game. He's shooting worse from the field. His PER is worse. His free throw percentage is a little bit better, but he hasn't really shot too many free throws at all. He doesn't look confident on the offensive end, and the man desperately needs a change of scenery. So I hope Jericho gets that trade and gets somewhere where he could play more consistently. It feels like consistent play will help Jericho Sims really get his confidence up. And once he's a confident player, he's going to be a very viable backup center in the NBA. Absolutely. He's a great defender. It's just a matter of getting some more confidence, and being in and out of the rotation is not helping him. There's games where he starts and then games when Karl-Anthony Towns, if he's not injured. Jericho hasn't been playing at all recently. I mean, you just look at where his career is going. It's just he hasn't gotten a great shake of things, and sometimes that happens in the NBA, and it's his job to try to fix that because it's something he can't fully control, but he also can to a degree, and the confidence issue has made Tibs not trust him, and once he gets traded to another team, if he can get consistent minutes, and I believe any team that trades for him will try to give him consistent minutes, because the point of Jericho Sims grabbing him is trying to see if you could find some untapped potential in a guy who I believe has untapped potential. I'm rooting for Jericho Sims completely, but I do not think he's going to be on the Knicks for much longer. And the Knicks, once they have Mitchell Robinson back, I do think they'll use Ariel Hukporti as kind of their third/fourth string center, because they also have Precious Achiuwa. Hukporti hasn't really played a lot this season. He's only played 15 games, but he's putting up 1.6 points and 2 rebounds per game. I think all Knicks fans agree that Ariel Hukporti is better than Jericho Sims at this point. Though Jericho's defense has been a little bit better, Hukporti's a more well-rounded center who's confident on offense. Very reminiscent of Isaiah Hartenstein in a ton of ways, not just the fact that they're German guys who wear number 55, but I really like Ariel Hukporti. I think most Knicks fans do. And I think we will see him more next year, but the Knicks are taking it slow with him because he's a free agent this summer, and the Knicks want to sign him to a 4-year contract for cheap before they start using Hukporti more and more, especially considering I'm under the belief that Mitchell Robinson is going to get traded over the summer after he comes back, and if he could stay healthy, which I do believe he will, has a great showing, and then the Knicks trade him because they want to get rid of that money and pay a cheaper backup center so they could free up some more cap space, get away from that first apron, and use their mid-level exception on someone else, like a backup forward who could score the ball well, something like that. That makes the most sense to me personally. That's what I expect the New York Knicks to do. though it's hard to tell. Now, right now, if the Knicks trade Jericho and Mitchell Robinson's not back, Porty stays as the third-string center while the Knicks use Precious Achiuwa as an undersized 5 who puts up 5.5 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. I keep saying the word 5. Shoots 52% from the field, 53% from the field, 37% from deep, given he's only shot 6 threes. Getting 1 assist per game and nearly a block and a steal per game. His defense has been good. His defensive box plus minus has shown that. His value over replacement player has been good. And it feels like Precious has been a very solid player for the Knicks, but playing at center is not his best position. Precious has been at his best when he's on the floor with Karl-Anthony Towns, which will be easier to do when Mitchell Robinson is back and playing for the New York Knicks, which I expect to be in 3 weeks from now. But guys, I do want to know what you guys think. Is Mitchell Robinson coming back? What do you think of the comments that he's made on social media about his return? Are you excited about the weight loss? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks, and go Mitch.